But what happens when the thing you want to do, the action you want to take, is a file menu that doesn't have a keyboard shortcut? Well, that's when you create your own keyboard shortcuts. And I'll show you 2 examples of what that looks like today. And go up to the Apple menu in the top left. And I have the latest Mac operating system up and running. And so once you have that, it will be the option for system settings. If you have an older Mac operating system running, it'll be system preferences. But you'll choose that from the drop-down menu. And then whatever comes up, you're gonna look for keyboard. And then once you go to keyboard, you're gonna then look for shortcuts or keyboard shortcuts. Inside there, this is buried kind of deep, but it is worth it, is app shortcuts. And now you can create your shortcuts. So you can tap on these drop-down menus and you can see some different shortcuts that are in there. You're gonna hit the plus button to create a new one. You can create a custom keyboard shortcut that works in every app. The problem is, if that shortcut is already being used as a default shortcut in an app, then it won't work. So for what we're gonna do for this first one, we're gonna create one specifically to use in Keynote. So we'll go down from our drop-down list, we'll choose Keynote, and the next tricky part is, you can see here it says enter the exact name of the menu command you want to add. So this is really important. We're gonna go here in Keynote, and what I want to do is I have this text and I have an animation set for it to skid and come on in. I like that and I want to add it to this, but I don't want to have to go through all the settings again. So if I go up to Format, just like we would do copy and paste style for how a text looks, you have an option to copy animation, but you can see there's no keyboard shortcut. There's also no keyboard shortcut for paste animation. So look in this menu, we see very specifically it says copy animation. Spelling counts when we're doing this. So go back to our keyboard shortcut and we'll type copy animation. Then we have to give it a keyboard shortcut. For my purposes today, to keep it similar to copy and paste, I'm going to use Control, Command, and C, and then once you type that, it enters it in here. Now you have your keyboard shortcut, you have your menu title, and the application it's going to be in, and we click Done. Double check that's the way you want it, because once you hit Done, for whatever reason, it does not allow you to go in here and make any changes. It's locked in. You can delete it and start over again. Along with copy animation, I want to have a paste animation. So again, go in here, choose Keynote again, because we're going to use this just for Keynote. I'm going to type paste animation, and I'll use Control Command V. Click Done. Now I have my 2 shortcuts. And now when I go into Keynote, under Format, where copy and paste animation are, you can now see the keyboard shortcuts are listed in there for you to use. So now I can select this text and hit Control Command C. I then can go select the next text box and do Control Command V. And now we can see that that same skid has been applied, the same animation, the same time duration, the same direction, all that has been copied and pasted. That's great if you have a simple drop-down item that's in this top level. But if you want to go deeper, it's a little bit more complicated. One of the commands I use a lot, and I always hate how far I have to go into the menu, is when I want to change capitalization. So if I'm on this slide and I select this text, and I want to make it all caps, I have to go Format, Font, then go down to Capitalization, and then go to all caps. But as you can see, there's no menu shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts for these options. And so this is the tricky part. What I encourage you to do is to take a screenshot of this to use when you're building your keyboard shortcut. And so we'll use Shift Command 4. That brings up the crosshair. And now I can go in here and select just this part that I want for that screenshot. Here's why it's important. We'll go back over here into our keyboard shortcuts again. Again, you're going to go into your Apple menu. You go into System Settings or System Preferences. you'll find keyboard, choose shortcuts, and now we're into app shortcuts. And now this time we're going to make a keyboard shortcut that we're going to apply to all apps, because I really believe I use this in my documents, I use it in spreadsheets, I use it in presentations. And so we're going to click the plus button. We're going to leave this at the top here to say all applications instead of choosing just one. The menu title part, this gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to bring up our screenshot. Okay, so we'll bring up the image, the screenshot we took. And again, with that selection tool, we're able to see all of this. Here's why it's so important. It says enter the exact name of the menu command you want to add. If the menu command is in that simple drop-down, all you have to do is type those words like we did when we changed for the copy and paste animation. But when it's multiple levels deep, you have to include all of this. So you start by typing format, that's the top level menu, hyphen, then now add an arrow, and then it's going to go down to font, hyphen, arrow. That goes to capitalization and spelling matters, hyphen, another arrow, and now we can do all caps. And then for my keyboard shortcut, I'm going to do Control Option A, and then hit done. Now, unfortunately, I thought it'd be really nice if you could go in here and select this and copy and paste it. Because we're creating keyboard shortcuts, it doesn't allow you to do that because it wants to capture what the keys are. So now I also want to add small caps and none. So while I'm in here, I'll do a new keyboard shortcut. And again, format, hyphen arrow, font, hyphen arrow, capitalization, hyphen arrow, small caps. For this one, I'll do Control Option S for small. And then the last one will be for no caps. And so it'll be, again, format, hyphen arrow, font, hyphen arrow, capitalization, hyphen arrow, none. For this one, I'll do Control Option N. Click done. Those have now been added. So now we'll go in here to Keynote and see if it works. If we go up here and look under Format, Font, Capitalization, there are our 3 keyboard shortcuts. So they remind you what you've created. And then if I go in here and use that, Control Option A, it's all caps. Control Option S, it's small caps. And then Control Option N takes it back with no capitalizations unless it was already typed in there. Now, I showed you that applies to all. So if I were to bring over a document here in Pages where I have text, and I can select that text, I should be able to do Control Option A for all caps, Control Option S for small caps, and Control Option N for no caps. And again, it has a similar, exact same menu, format, font, capitalization, and so then you find those keyboard shortcuts are still there. That is how you create your own Mac keyboard shortcuts. I left a link to the Apple support page that walks you through all of that in the video description, so you can create your own keyboard shortcuts. Let me know what ones you created or what are really helpful in the comments. Hopefully this will help you out to have a more productive and efficient workflow and to spend less time digging through menus for the items you need to choose and simply using your keyboard shortcuts to get these things done.